Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at an article from my neck of the woods. This is from Nashua, New Hampshire. It's about Nashua, New Hampshire. This is from WMUR, Channel 9, out of Manchester, New Hampshire. Yeah, it's written by Ray Brewer, who's their news reporter. Now, this was updated on 1:33 p.m. the same day of publishing. Nashua officials to meet Monday about proposed curfew. 9:30 p.m. curfew proposed to help curb spread of COVID-19. Yes, because when the sidewalks roll up at 9:30, the virus doesn't, spread. Seriously. That's the mentality they're trying to push here. All right. Now, they're pushing this fear. I mean, this guy, oh no, the sky is falling, fire and brimstone, oh no, which they basically quote him here. I mean, I would do the video, but the article is basically the video itself transcribed. So we're just going to do the article here. But let's get into this here. Nashua, New Hampshire. With new COVID-19 restrictions set to go in effect in Massachusetts on Sunday, officials in New Hampshire border communities like Nashua are worried that action will drive more people north, potentially spreading the virus. Well, the funny thing is, that's not true with all of them. Nashua is the one freaking out. They're trying to push this narrative that every fucking town along the border with Massachusetts is freaking out right now. Okay? Nashua, not freaking out. Okay? Pelham, not freaking out. Salem, all right, Nashua is freaking out. Sorry. Pelham, not freaking out. Well, they're kind of a bedroom community anyways. They're like a one-horse type of, bedroom community type town. But they're not concerned. Salem, not concerned. Yes, there is a Salem in New Hampshire. It's not the one in Mass. Plastow, not concerned. Atkinson, not concerned. Well, Atkinson's kind of a one-horse town, but Plastow isn't. Salem isn't. Salem, liquor store on the border. Plastow, liquor store on the border. Tax-free shopping in both. They're not concerned. Okay? The other towns that border, like up along the seacoast that border Massachusetts, not concerned. Nashua's the only one that is. The only one that's freaking out. They're the only ones pushing fear-mongering. And what's funny is MUR is helping them do it, and they're hoping it will spread to other communities. It's so sad. But they think that closing things at 9:30 will stop the spread of the virus. When people are going to get together regardless. You shut things down at 9:30, people are just going to hang out at their houses, go over to other people's houses and do their drinking and have get-togethers and stuff like that. It's not going to do shit to try to roll the sidewalks up at 9:30. And people are already driven north. This is what I find funny. Most of the traffic that's driven north, is during normal business hours because you got all these massholes that are crossing the border to do tax-free shopping to basically evade state sales tax in Massachusetts, which they're still supposed to report what they bought in New Hampshire and pay the tax on it, and they don't. That's during normal business hours. 9:30, all of a sudden all these people are going to cross the border because Massachusetts shut shit down at 9:30? No. Doesn't make any sense. The city is considering steps to slow a rapid spread, including a possible curfew. A rapid spread, a real rapid friggin' spread. Oh yeah, they're so true. That's just so believably true. Oh yes, it's so rapid. We are on the cusp of what probably is going to be the most challenging couple months of the pandemic. Cases are on the rise. Hospitals are getting slammed. Death counts are also on the rise. One board public health member said, yeah. Now we're going to get into the numbers. I want to show you something because this is the fear-mongering this asshole's pushing, and we're going to go look. I did the percentage calculator with the numbers that the active cases and everything. It's complete horseshit. The latest numbers released for Nashua show 82 new cases, totaling 498 active cases, the second highest number for any community in the state. Nashua is a city of over 90,000 people. 498 cases. They're trying to make that sound like a lot, okay? 498 cases. This is the New Hampshire population. 90 as of 2020. It's 90,080 people. It's the second largest city in New Hampshire after Manchester and 376th largest city in the United States at 90,080 people. Those 498 active cases, as a percentage of 90,080 people, is 0.5528419%. 0.55%. Not even 0.1%. I mean, 1%. It's 0.5%. Just over 0.5% of the population that's got an active case. Wait, it's running rampant through Nashua with 0.5%. Okay. The city has confirmed 2,640 total cases since the pandemic began, which is total cases. How many people have had it? Most of these people, almost all of these people don't have it anymore. Okay. That's such a scary friggin' number. Oh my God, 2,600 people out of 90,000. What's that? 2,640 people out of 90,080? 2.9307282%. So 2.93% of the population had it. This is what they're trying to shut and lock down Nashua for. People that have had it, 2.9% of the population that's had it, and for 0.55%, for 0.5%, basically, of the population having it active right now, actively having it. This is such a big threat. Oh my God, no! We need to lock everything down by 9:30. The sidewalks need to be rolled up by 9:30 to stop the spread of something that 0.5% of the population actively has right now. To combat the increase, the city's Board of Public Health is considering a 9:30 p.m. curfew. This has nothing to do with about the spread of the virus. This is about control. This is about locking things down. This is about destroying businesses. This is about dictating to people. This is about these lefties, okay, trying to screw over just people who want to do their shit. This has nothing to, because they're in control. This is a power grab. This is power play. This is them, all right, being corrupted by the power that they have to lock shit down. This has nothing to do with public health. When you have 0.5% of people for the population active, this is one of the most infected areas of the state. And it's 0.5% of the people that are infected in the city. Yeah. Because we now have significant increases in infection and virus. We are all also now starting to see the number of deaths increase in our community. Bobby Bagley, director of Nashua Public Health and Community Services, said, "Oh, really? When the survival rate is 95 to 99%. Okay, sure. Yeah, let's buy that one. 0.5% is infected. Yeah, okay, sure. We're going to buy all this bullshit." Some residents think the board is being far too draconian. Yes. You are being far too draconian. This is a power grab. This is about dictating to the people in Nashua. You're bureaucrats. You're not elected. And you've got power. And you don't want to give it up. And you want to exercise more of it. You want more control. See, Nashua, anyone from New Hampshire can tell you, Nashua, corrupt as all fucking hell. That town government, that city government is corrupt as all fucking hell. You've got bureaucratic shitbricks like this, career fucking bureaucrats, career politicians, all right, like with the city council and shit like that. They're all scumbags. And they think that by doing this, people are just going to submit. This is the live free or die state, okay? The state motto is more than just something we print on our fucking license plates and on the welcome to New Hampshire signs when you enter the state from north, south, east, or west. You don't think the people are going to get fed up with this shit and go, fuck you? Well, of course they are. And then you're going to send the Nashua police in and you're going to fine them and you're going to pull the same shit that Whitmore pulled in Michigan, across Michigan. You're going to pull the same shit that is going on in New York with Cuomo in this one city because you're power tripping. But yeah, some residents think this is far too draconian, and I love this one. I am of an age that this virus is bad for my health. I am willing to take that chance because I feel it's in God's hands, not the Board of Health, one woman said. Yes. We are free. We are a free people. They're telling us what we can and can't do. We live in a free country. At least it's supposed to be a free country. We should be able to exercise precautions ourselves. Okay, they talk about, an unprecedented pandemic. The Spanish flu was worse, and they didn't lock shit down like this during the Spanish flu. This is a power fucking grab. This is power tripping bureaucrats, okay? Fucking rubbing it out, one out. Blowing loads all over the place going, oh, the power. Oh, the power. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The power's getting them off. Well, they're doing it. Owners of restaurants and bars also feel that they are being singled out, but a board member says there is a reason. Okay. Now, here's the reason. You take off your mask to drink or eat. You don't have to do that at Market Basket, Dr. Stephanie Wolf Rosenblum of the Nashua Board of Public Health said. Oh, my fucking God. Okay, you get all this air escaping from out the sides of the masks. You've got no limits on the people going into fucking Market Smack It. Okay, into Market Basket. Locals, some of us locals will call Market Basket Market Smack It. All right, because Market Basket is a chain through New England. I know in Texas, in Louisiana, you got Market Basket. They licensed everything from the DeMoulas family. I found this out when I lived down south. Okay, and visited the south with the Market Baskets down there. They licensed everything, the smocks, the layouts of the stores on the note of coloring, and yeah, they copied them. They licensed it. But up here, Market Basket, family run. It's not contracted, but yeah, I mean, I was shocked when I was down south, and I'm like, Market Basket? And I'm like, they wear the same smocks. I'm like, did they steal this shit? And I found out that they licensed it. But Market Basket up here, run by the DeMoulas family. Okay, it's a different story when you're going into Market Basket. You got all the air coming along the sides of your mask. Okay, escaping through the sides of your mask. That's no different than if you're at a restaurant eating. It truly isn't. Yet they want to act like it is. Well, you take off your mask. Yes, but your cloth mask, what does it actually block? See, what's the European country? Denmark? Did a study, showed that masks, like they're talking about, don't do shit. New York Times covers it. Says, ignore this, shut up and wear a mask. They're using these masks to control things, because if they can say, well, you have to take your mask off to eat, and they can shut down you being able to eat at a restaurant or anything like that, they'll use that mask to infringe more and more and more. I mean, hell, they're now trying to say that you should be wearing a mask in your own fucking home, which makes absolutely no sense. It truly makes no sense. And restaurants are being singled out. Okay, bars are being singled out. Well, no, you're not. It's because of the mask. Well, you're going on that specific thing which targets them. That's singling them out. And them just trying to brush it off while you take off your mask. Okay, well, ignoring the fact that your breathing goes out the sides of your mask, that you're in a confined friggin' space where all right, because look at a restaurant. You might have, say, 50 people in a restaurant, a big restaurant with the social distancing and all that. You might be able to get 50 people in. But they can have hundreds of people in Market Basket. They can have hundreds of people in Walmart. They can have hundreds of people in Kohl's. They can have hundreds of people in Target. They can have hundreds of people in all these different places. Okay, especially with the Christmas season. Okay, which Walmart in Nashua, okay, gets a lot of border jumpers because it's right at the fucking border for the most part. This one is just barely the cusp of a foul mouth news. I'm going to try to stop the F word now. But it's right there at the border, okay? So you have people jumping the border to go to Walmart to save on tax in Nashua. Shutting stuff down at 9:30 ain't going to do anything. You get Nashua residents going there. You got all these people going to Walmart, all these people going to Target, all these people going to all these different places from across the border in Mass to New Hampshire and everything. And you're like, well, you take your mask off. But, okay, you've got the cumulative effect. If you've got all these people who are having their breath escape along the sides of their mask and above the top of it and the bottom, and they're all in a building, You don't think that has a higher chance of causing the spread as opposed to, say, 25 people in a restaurant eating at a time? Explain that one to me, because to me, statistically, it sounds like the other one's going to be a higher risk. So don't try to say, oh, well, you take off your mask to eat. This is my neck of the woods. I mean, I know Nashua is a Democrat shithole, but come on now. Nashua officials said they are currently dealing with 30 clusters of the virus. And although Bagley said most of the cases are mild, the new ones are increasing in severity. Oh, really? See, they're trying to strengthen their hold here. When you have 0.55% active cases in the city, and for total cases, 2.9% of the population were infected, your narrative does not hold water. 30 clusters. You have 30 clusters with 498 people it was? Okay. 30 clusters with 498 people. So you've got what? 10, 12, 15. We'll say 15 people. Right? Yeah, 15 or more people in each cluster. So you got families. Basically, for the most part, with these clusters, which would make sense. Families, maybe they're friends, their neighbors, whatever, but it's mostly families with this, it sounds like. They seriously want to make this sound like it's getting worse and worse. She said, turning this pandemic around will require more than just an edict from the board. So you're going to lock shit down and you're going to have the police roughing up people for not following, huh? Is that what you're going to say? Let's see what she says next. It's society's responsibility as a whole to look out for the health and well-being of the community and of the public, Bagley said. It's society's responsibility? Don't you mean... So basically what you're saying is it's your job to take care of this shit. It's your job to lock people's businesses down. It's your job to make sure they go out of business. Because we got to stop the spread of the virus. Because, 0.5% of your population in Nashua has an active case. The Board of Public Health is planning to meet on Monday to come up with a recommendation, which will then be forwarded to the mayor and Board of Aldermen. I'm sorry, they're aldermen. They're not city council. Well, aldermen are on a city council, but they're not called city council or councilman or councilwoman. But yeah, the aldermen. It's going before them, who will then make a decision on what, if anything, to enact, which they're all calling for this type of shit to be enacted. I hope the residents of Nashua, okay, go out there, and demand that they don't enact this curfew, that they stand up to this, because you know what? Hey, you fellow New Hampshire residents here who live in Nashua, okay, 0.5% of your population is active with the cases, okay, 0.5%. Don't let them lock you down for that. 2.9% of your population total have had the coof. And they're trying to make it sound like it's a big thing. Was it 1/4 of your population that got infected? No. 2%. Did half the population? No. Again, 2.9%. Sorry. 3% we'll say, because it's easier. They're trying to make it sound like this is a big, big thing in Nashua, when cases that are done and over with, and the current active cases, you have 2,640. So 2,200, we'll say roughly 2,200 of them, are now immune. And they're trying to say, 3% of the population, we got to lock things down because we've had 3% of the population get infected. Oh, no, we got 0.5%. We got to lock things down. People in Nashua, stand up to this. People around the country, don't let this happen to you. Don't let this happen to you where you have these unelected bureaucrats dictating to career politicians to ruin your lives, lock your businesses down, lock your towns down, have their sidewalks roll up, okay, in the name of fighting a virus when it's actually not going to do anything, because the virus is still going to spread after 9:30 at night. It's still going to infect people, regardless, 24/7. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm leaving things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here.
Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.